Well, I want to introduce you guys to the winter build. It was supposed to be this tractor here. This is a 1978 Case 446. It is not an Ingersoll 4016. Someone repainted it. Actually did a really nice job repainting it. And ended up putting the wrong decals on the hood. And you can see, I mean, they did a really nice job painting this thing. I was playing around with fenders, so there is a later style fender. I do have early style fender that was on this side. These fenders, these later style fenders, are going to go on this tractor. I bought this tractor thinking that this was going to be the winter build because it has a hydraulic rear PTO and a rear sleeve hitch on it. Because I figured, what miniature farm tractor doesn't have a rear PTO and a sleeve hitch for running rear implements? And that's going to be the power plant. It is a Kubota D722 3-cylinder diesel. It came out of a generator, and I kid you not, this thing has like no hours on it. The generator head went bad. I mean, it's crystal clean inside of this motor. It's ridiculous how clean it is in there. There's no holes in the block, so I'm assuming it's a solid engine. So that being said, that engine is going to go in here, and I'm going to start taking some measurements and see what kind of room I have to work with the oil pan, because the oil pan has to sit down in the frame a little bit, I think. Otherwise I might get lucky and it might just be able to sit on top. This tractor does run and drive. The engine runs on both cylinders, but it's knocking from somewhere. I don't know if it's cam or rods. I apologize if I've already gone over this tractor in another video. I don't know if I've uploaded one regarding this, but if I have already stated it, then that's just a recap of what's going on with that. This one came home last night as I took another tractor out to my buddy Joe, and that's who I got this carcass from. One thing I did notice, it'll be pretty easy to tell, the front axle is really twisted. Look at that. That side's straight like it's supposed to be. And you can see how much twist is in the axle. So this axle is basically as good as scrap metal, I think. I don't think there's really much I'm going to be able to do to try and straighten it without putting a really long piece of bar stock in the spindle hole and heating up the axle and trying to bend it back. And at that point, then I would want to try and box the I-beam in. I mean, that I-beam is the toughest construction as far as channel goes and beams. That's why super heavy duty trucks have I-beam frames instead of C-channel. Your typical on-road semi's got C-channel, but off-road, like dump trucks and stuff like that, have I-beam construction. So kind of sucks that the axle's twisted, but honestly this tractor needs a lot of help. Someone already had put a viewing window on the side of the dash tower, and it's also something's been dropped on it, and it's kind of bent some things out of proportion. This tube here is cocked this way just a little bit. I'm just hoping that there's no hole in the tank, because it is a metal tank for the hydraulics. Yeah, this is really what I'm working with here. Like I said, I've got a set of fenders, later style fenders, that I'm going to put on here. I have the front and back panels for the later style fenders, because for those that don't know, you see the early style that the panels just come up vertical, and the fenders themselves have that filler panel in them. The later style fenders do not have that. Plus, the mounting holes for the top are in a slightly different position. This piece here, this top piece, is like quarter to half an inch shorter, so the bolt hole does not line up at all. The front one lines up okay, and the front and back on the bottom, they line up, but that top one on the back there does not line up. So That's for those that are wanting to do a later style fender swap on a flat fender Case 400 series. I should assume it's probably similar for the 200 series. But anyhow, this is the winter tractor, or I shouldn't say winter tractor, but the winter build. Now that the HydroTrack diesel is done, I did decide that I am not going to turbocharge it, just because that tractor runs so good the way it is. I just want to leave it well enough alone. So that means this guy is gonna get, climb over the SS16. This is my box, or my bin of fabrication parts that I have for these custom builds. I've been saving a lot of random stuff. That's just miscellaneous parts. I've got bins like this of miscellaneous brackets and stuff like that. Got this guy. Cute little tiny turbo. I mean, it's not the cleanest thing in there, but it has been sitting for a little while. It spins nice and smooth, and there's no play in it. Heck, it's even the right color practically. It's just a tad bit darker. I mean, this, for the size of the engine, is the turbo too much? Probably, but hey, it's worth a shot. So if there's too much turbo, I can always get a smaller turbo to put on there. But that is the plan, is that we're going to have a pretty much a scale farm tractor. I don't know if I'm going to try and model this after an actual farm tractor or just make a generic looking farm tractor, but that is the ultimate goal. So with that being said, enough of this, and I'm going to start pulling some pieces and parts off and start mocking up the fenders and stuff on the back. So till then, I'll catch you guys later.